they scream so loud. The big sky stretching past the clouds. Frozen rivers break their chains. Saskatchewan's got the bigger dreams. Canada's grip, it holds too tight, but the South it calls in the dead of night. Fields of wheat, they yearn for more. A better deal just past that door. Canada's grip, it holds too tight, but the South it calls in the dead of night. Fields of wheat, they yearn for more. A better deal just past that door. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. USA, your destiny. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Taxes high, they weigh us down. Promises lost in Ottawa's town. We've been forgotten, left to fade. Time to rewrite the deal we made. Mountains far we've never seen. We're just the land where the cold is mean. But freedom south where the sun does shine. It's time to take what should be mine. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Side by side. Mountains rise, frozen veins feed. Shifting tides, sowing the seed. North sky fire burns so high. Joining hands under shared sky. Welcome, welcome, Greenland folk. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the red seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. No king, no crown, ice can freeze. Strength and spirit, lands and seas. Borders fade like melting snow. Together stronger, onwards go. Welcome, welcome, Greenland fold. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the land seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. King, no crown, ice can freeze. Strength in spirit, lands and seas. Borders fade like melting snow. Together stronger, onwards go. Welcome, welcome, Greenland fold. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the land seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. Together
morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is Monday, March 16, 2026. Good morning to everyone. How are you doing? I'm keeping an eye on we'll probably just save that until after. Let's do that. Let's just save that. I already did that. Okay, good. Yeah, so there's supposed to be an event happening very shortly, but it looks like it's going to be a long thing. So it's not like he's supposed to be making an announcement before they do their little, I don't know, some sort of meeting at the Kennedy Center or something like that. The Kennedy Center board. Trump participates in a lunch with the Trump Kennedy Center board of members. And he's supposed to be making an announcement prior to that. I got a feeling it's got something to do with the board, the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know. Would you announce something like that in the middle of a lunch with people? Hello, Jojo. Good to see you, dear. Thanks for being here. Give me a second. Let's do this. F5. I'll just place that in order. I have a feeling it's gonna be a long, drawn out thing, so we'll put it in order. Post-show watch party. We've got Trump press gaggle on Air Force One, loss of alpha on that one. Then we got Carolyn Levitt doing a brief press gaggle this morning, and then we've got the thing that's happening in a shortly. We're not gonna watch it live. It's fine, and because it's a lunch thingy, you know, so they're not gonna talk about anything top secret. We probably got more top secret stuff in the not top secret, but you know what I mean, more alpha on the press gaggle. And then we've got one about the U.S. Chris Chappell. The U.S. decimated Iran's navy. Can it do the same to China's? Yeah, they got a lot of ships, man. They got the largest navy in the world. They just don't always float, huh? Yeah, remember the submarine that just sank immediately? That was hilarious. I'm sorry. Yeah, was it a submarine? No, they couldn't get it back up. Wow. Hello, Lord. Good to see you. Tijuana, Josie, Charlene, Iron. Good to see you. Mary, Daisy, Velma, Pony. Good to see you. Wait for hello to you. Bobby, David, Charlene, Amber. Good to see you. Jojo. Hello to you. Zach. We also have Diane, Patriot. Good to see you. By the way, today is Crispy G's birthday. She's been working. She's not around. She used to hang out with us over on Foxhole and watch movies with us, but she has a job now. She's working, well, I don't want to dox her, but she's working somewhere, and so that's why she hasn't been around. But happy birthday to Crispy G. Let's see. Where are we at? What is this? Okay, hold on. Now I gotta check that because that looks important. Give me 1 second, guys. It's about Susie Wiles. Let's see. Okay, so Trump just posted something about Susie Wiles. Oh shit, that's bad news. I think Susie Wiles is stepping out. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer. I wonder if she's jabbed. You know what I mean? Anyways, give me a second. Let me say good morning, everyone. First, hello to Charlene, Barry, Jorka, Pedro. Good to see you. Hello to everyone over on Rumble. Good morning to Josie, Mary, Chad, David, Lisa. Hello to you. Daisy, TB Kendall. Hello to you. Where are we at? Dixie. And anyone new? Campbell. Hello, Campbell. Cricket noises. Good to see you. Sorry if I missed any. But hello, Terry. Good to see you. Good morning. Jillian, I think, is running errands. Anyways, hello to everyone over on Foxhole. Is that place up? Here we go. Thank you very much, Ina. Thank you for the donation. We'll see if Susie Wiles is stepping out. I haven't read it yet. It just popped up right now. Good morning to Sever. Good to see you. And hello to Ina. Yeah, I forgot. Someone advised me to like name it, give it a custom name on Foxhole. And Kathy the firefighter had referred to the group as Frank's Hens. And I loved it. I was just like, okay, let's just use it. So the membership name on Foxhole is called Frank's Hens now. Yeah, even if you're a guy, too bad if you're a guy. Start laying eggs. Yeah. Anyways, let's get going. Let's get to the bad news first. This is not good about Susie Wiles. Let's see. Hello to Double A. Hello to David. David, good to see you. Hello, Corey. Good to see you. And Mary, hello to you. Corey says, I find it hilarious you're going to listen to what the CIA says. Well, he has been exhibiting signs of Talibanism, right? Tucker Carlson, huh? Has he not? Did he not buy a house in Qatar? Is he not doing tours with the Islamists now, huh? That's funny. Look at there's so many people like they're paid to support him. I was gonna present it fairly, but if you're gonna come in here and trash me, I'm gonna call him a traitor. Okay, that's what we're gonna do here. Anyways, so Tucker Carlson. Look at that. You guys don't learn, do you? All you online dumb propagandists don't learn. The more you push me, I resist even further. I literally spent 3 years trashing Israel and Zionism, and then a bunch of leftists from Europe get me banned from Twitter for being pro-American. So now I support Zionism. I'm literally hoping for the Greater Israel Project to spread all the way across China. Now, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. You guys are completely, you don't write that down in your database. Oh, this guy's resistant to force. Don't pressure him. Just guide him. Just be like, oh, I think Tucker Carlson was just doing journalism. No, you want to come here and trash me. Okay, well, trash me then. Because he's Tucker Carlson now. He's a traitor Taliban. And his parents are rolling over in their grave in his backyard right now. Yeah. Tucker Carlson. Yeah. That thumbnail's real. That's a real picture right there. Fucking idiots. You guys are so dumb. Like, at what point do you think you can just come into a chat and just shit on the host and get them to change their ways? I know it's worked everywhere else. Do you not take notes on me? Do you not take notes on me? I literally went from pro-Zionism to anti-Zionism to pro-Zionism in 6 years. In 6 years, okay? Who the hell changes their positions that much? Yeah, me, I'm resistant, okay? You push me from the left, I go further to the right, okay? The Islamists push me away, I turn to Zionism. Always support your enemy's enemies, okay? Always. Because your enemy's enemies will help you destroy your enemies. And that's how you survive, okay? Look at that, look at that. Thank you very much, David Stores. David Stores has been with me in my anti and pro-Zionism phases, see? At what point, you guys don't seem to understand. I could be a Democrat tomorrow and my numbers would be the same because we're not here for my biases, okay? We're here because news is boring and I make it fun. That's it, okay? Whether they disagree with me or not, that's their position in the chat. But you idiots, you dumb propagandists want to come in here and be like, you're stupid. Da, da, da. Tucker Carlson's a terrorist, okay? He's aiding and abetting in terrorists. He should be executed in Gitmo. That's Tucker Carlson now, to me. Because of you, okay? Good Lord. You guys are stupid. You guys are stupid. Some of you still think I live in Poland. Update your databases. I moved 4 times since. Holy shit. You guys are dumb. He's the stupidest propagandist ever. This is what you're paying top dollar for? Huh? China? You and your 50-cent army. This is what Naval is paying top dollar for, guys. People, they don't even collect data on certain people. Yeah. Holy crap. Well, I'm not even asking you to collect data on everyone in the world. But I mean, there's literally less than 1/10% of YouTubers are able to do this for a living. I'm just asking you to collect data on less than 1% of YouTubers. That's it. Keep up with me. It's not hard. Good Lord. Jesus. Anyways, Terrorist Tucker. That's going to be his name now. Oh, man. Anyways, first story of the day. Susie Wiles is diagnosed with breast cancer, unfortunately. Yeah, thank you very much, Tamara Berry. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. See, she loves it. She loves it. I could change. By the way, I can go right back to being anti-Zionism tomorrow. And you know what? Everyone will still be here. Everyone will still be here. Because we're here for fun news, okay? Where it's boring. Other news stations are boring, okay? I can't watch that stuff. I don't know how anyone else does. Holy crap. I say I care about it, but I can't stomach it. I'm like, God, these guys are so stiffs, Have some fun. Talk some shit sometimes, Anyways. Susie Wiles, Trump writes, Susie Wiles is an incredible chief of staff, a great person, and one of the strongest people I know. But unfortunately, she has been diagnosed with early stage breast cancer. and has decided to take on this challenge immediately as opposed to waiting. She has a fantastic medical team and her prognosis is excellent. During the treatment period, she will be spending virtually full time at the White House. Wow. Which makes me as president very happy. Okay, so she's staying. She's staying. White House is big enough. You can literally give and devote an entire room to a medical staff that can take care of her and treat her. Good Lord, I wonder if she's jabbed. You know, there's JoJo in there. JoJo, she's got perfect tits. She beat breast cancer 2 years ago. Huh? Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Anyways, Trump also writes, her strength and her commitment to continue doing the job she loves and does so well while undergoing treatment tells you everything you need to know about her. Susie, as one of my closest and most important advisors, is tough and deeply committed to serving the American people. She will soon be better than ever. Melania and I are with her in every way, and we look forward to working with Susie on the many big and wonderful things that are happening for the benefit of our country. So anyways, prayers to her. I hope she'll beat it. I'm sure she'll beat it. Yeah, so that's good. They're treating it immediately. That's very important. I believe JoJo, JJSW Andrews, the most beautiful Polish gal in Buffalo, she found out about breast cancer. She jumped right on it, dealt with it right away, got treatment, started taking Ivan Drago, if you know what I'm talking about. Talking about the paste. The paste that Seabiscuit takes, that stuff. Yes, that stuff. She took that stuff. She did everything under the book. Everything she could find, she did. Did you do colloidal, by the way? You know, the silver. Did you do that? I don't know, but she beat it quick. I think like a month and a half later, she goes back and they scan her, they check her and everything. They probed her beehole and everything was fine. Yeah. So she's thriving now. Yeah, she's a sort of hotel manager, you know, threatening guests that are awful to her employees, right? Am I right? Threatening them with the spork on a table. She jumps on the table and threatens them with the spork. Don't you talk to my staff like that, right? Anyways, next story. Illegals are caught with Molotovs in the New York. The illegals who were caught with Molotovs were set free in New York. Yeah, they're still doing this. So these are the illegal bean cakes here. They were throwing Molotov cocktails at ICE agents or cops or whatever. And Mom Donnie says, it's okay, they can be free. You know? So he'll probably be paying them a visit, you know, hosting them at Gracie Mansion, you know, because again, these guys may not be Islamic, but they're close, right? Hispanic people and Islamists are like pretty close. Yeah. One's a Mexican.
The Mexican.
One's a San Mexican.
The Mexican.
San Mexican. Yeah. Actually, I don't even know where these guys are from. I'm sure they're El Salvador. Yes, these guys are Mexicans.
The Mexican.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, they threw Molotovs and they get away with it because New York. Yeah. Well, enjoy throwing more Molotov cocktails. I'm sure you have a great time. Next story. DHS torches leftist lie. A Haitian woman did not pass under ICE detention. She was released safely to Pittsburgh. This is she. She's alive and well. Okay. It's insane. It's insane that, like, you know, they can just lie about, you know why they just openly lie about stuff like this that you can just easily verify and contradict? Because the shocking news is the one that gets circulated everywhere. Okay, the news about her being alive. Oh, okay, she's alive. That no one circulates that. No one can. Oh, look at Joanne's shield. Look at that. That's a 2-year shield, dear. Wow. I gotta make a 3-year one. I haven't invented yet. That is the red Zelda shield, except the reds turn to purple and then the yellows turn to orange. That's a great looking shield. Look at that. 2 years. How can you stand me for that long, dear? Wow. Hello, Side Guy. Good to see you. Anyways, yeah, so she's alive and well. And the leftists they just continue lying about it. They don't care. They know no one's going to validate it. No one's going to verify it, you know? Anyways, next story. Ireland's president urges global citizens to acknowledge their shared responsibility to invoke St. Patrick's spirit by standing in solidarity with migrants. Yeah. This is the state of Ireland, by the way, guys. This is their prime minister. What an awful country that has become. Holy crap. Yeah. Never mind protecting your women and children from Islamists that want to rape them and groom them into prostitution when they're older. Never mind that. Yeah. We have to help all migrants. We have to contribute. Yeah. Hey, how about contributing to this war that is keeping gas prices down, by the way? Stupid dum-dum. What a good Lord, man. Ireland. Yeah, and then she's using St. Patrick for the little left-wing political agenda. No, St. Patrick would have murdered anyone who tried to gang rape his daughter. That is a fact. Jesus would have done the same thing, by the way. Holy crap. Holy crap. You know, Jesus flipped a table because he tried to turn a church into like a grift, you know? Church is supposed to be a place where you worship the Lord, and then they started setting up table and selling merch and shit like that. Thank you very much, Lisa Chafin. Look at that. Thank you, Lisa. She became a member, a white member. Yeah, the best member. But there's a purple member that's even higher, but that's a very special, I guess, royalty color. It's expensive. Don't worry about that. But thank you very much, Lisa. You're awesome. You're a doll. Anyways, yeah, so there were churches that were, you know, they set up tables, they were selling merch, like Jesus merch or whatever, right? And he got mad about it. He flipped the table over. Yeah, that's what he did that over like grifting. Now imagine if a bunch of Islamists came to his church and tried to gang rape his children. What do you think he'd do then? You think he'd be washing their feet? Yeah, fun fact, he only washed the feet of his followers. Everyone else, he probably would have opted to slaughter, right? That's why we did the Christian Crusades, which we're doing again right now. Yeah. Awful. Next story. In the UK, a restaurant owner has been arrested for not selling halal meat. Halal is Arabic for akulu. Can you believe that? Yeah. Okay, guys, remember when the Jews start arresting people for not selling kosher meat? Just remember this, okay? Just remember. They've set a dangerous precedence here, okay? You know what you should do, Jewish people? Change your religion just a little bit to require pork in every meal, and then make that state law. Yeah. That'll keep these guys out of your state. Yeah? That's what you do. That's how you do it. Next story. A 35-year-old in Texas County, Missouri, a 35-year-old man who's a former Marine, by the way, has been indicted on 2 counts of willfully transmitting national defense information. His name is Seth Chambers. Allegedly shared classified defense material in 2022 and 2023 while working as a civilian contractor in Iraq. Good Lord. The second transmission sent to someone believed to be in China. He was caught and later indicted. Very disappointing, I gotta tell you. Thank you very much, Jojo, for the donation. You're such a doll. Thank you. Thank you. She's a #1 fan. You are, and I'm your #1 fan. You know, I'm the #1 fan of your tits because they're cancer free. Because she beat cancer 2 years ago. Love you. Anyways, back to this asshole bastard here. I hope you do a lot of time for this. This is the kind of guys that should be like in Gitmo. Okay. People keep talking about, like, you know, putting Hollywood in there. Gitmo's not a place for pedos. It's a place for traitors, okay? Pedos just go to regular general pop jail and they get stabbed by, you know, people who don't like pedos. That's usually how it should go for them. But this guy should absolutely be parked in Cuba and locked away, throw away the key, feed him sparingly, make him sleep in the cold. I gotta tell you, it's very disappointing to see so many whites betray their nation. This is the last nation in which you are safe. Okay, don't count on going back to Europe ever for anything. You know, and here you are betraying your own country. Very disappointing. I gotta tell you about I'm from LA. If I can tally up the number of anti-American traitors I've ever met living in LA, Denver, Arizona, Utah, I would say the majority of the traitors are white. Okay, second most are actually Hispanic. Yeah, and then a lot of Asians. Bizarre, right? You figured blacks would be somewhere in there. No, it's the Asians. yeah. A lot of Asians are not on board with whatever I'm doing. They're mad at me. They call me a traitor. They call me a traitor. Meanwhile, they treated me like shit my whole life. And then they wonder, oh, wow, how come you're helping the whites? Because they're good to me. My loyalties belong to people who are good to me, right? And lately, the people who have been bad to me are the Islamists, right? So now, whatever Israel wants to do, I look the other way. Easy as that. Simple. It's very simple, okay? You go where you're loved, where you're welcome, where people like you. That's very simple. It's not hard to figure out. Oh, I look like you, so I'm supposed to support your cause? No. First of all, I look Korean, all right? I look like Kim Jong-un on a diet. Anyways, shame on this guy. Holy crap, man. I hope we get a lot of time for this. Next story. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Tucker is in a bit of trouble. Maybe. I don't know. So basically, here's the order of things that happened. This guy writes, a few days ago before the strike in Iran, President Trump invited Tucker to the White House for a private closed-door meeting that lasted only a few minutes. 1 week later, Trump kicked Tucker Carlson out of the MAGA movement. Today, Tucker Carlson, no, this is not today. This was the 15th, yesterday. It said, he writes here, today, Tucker Carlson announced he is being prosecuted by CIA on charges of acting as a foreign agent. Working for Iran. Here's the really wild part. According to multiple sources, Trump had already been briefed by the CIA and deliberately used Carlson as a conduit. He fed him the false assurance that no U.S. attack on Iran was planned for the coming weeks, knowing full well the information would be passed straight to Tehran. Iran lowered its guard, setting the stage for precision strike that ended the Supreme Leader Committee and several top Iranian commanders. If this is true, it is one of the most ruthless and brilliant moves in modern political history. And if it is true, Carlson is staring down the very real possibility of spending years behind bars. So if you haven't seen the video, by the way, I unfollowed him, so I never watched this video anyways. The audio is terrible. But he put out like a 6-minute video talking about the CIA is investigating, and yes, I'm aware his dad is CIA. And by the way, CIA isn't necessarily America first. Look at all the CIA incidences in America. You know, for example, the Las Vegas Pew Pew. You're gonna tell me that was organic? You're telling me it was some old timer who worked for Raytheon who was selling GANs? He did it alone, right? He held 2 fully automatic rifles and that basically fired at different rates and went at a crowd of people. Yeah, he did by himself, huh? Jesus Campos had nothing to do with it. Sure. CIA trained Jesus Campos had nothing to do with it. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I believe you. America first, CIA. They're our Mossad. No, they're not. Okay, they're not for us. They're for whoever pays them the most money, which unfortunately right now, Switzerland, China, yeah, party of Davos, yeah, things like that. Anyways, give me a second. Let me turn this off. Freaking ass. That's my heater. It's cold. It's my first day of spring, guys. The snow is melting. I should have a high of 48 some odd degrees today. Very nice. Anyways, by the way, so this is a photograph of him and Trump together at the White House ahead of him transmitting information, allegedly, right? So this is them together.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So the crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as an agent of a foreign power.
To be fair, there's a lot of people doing the same thing, right? Right?
And I don't expect this to go anywhere.
I mean, look, without getting into like everyone else who has dual citizenship, I mean, very plainly, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, anybody else who hates America, I mean, that's not hard, you know? Anyways, I'm telling you, look, the Trump admin needs to go through They need, first of all, have the NSA get all the information from everyone's TikToks and everyone's Twitter accounts, okay? And any U.S. citizen who is pushing anti-American shit, you gotta demote their citizenship. You gotta put their citizenship on probation, okay? They need to earn their way back in. They need, first of all, re-education camp. Secondly, 10-year suspension, no voting rights, no minimum wage guarantees, no government services. Okay? And after 10 years of waiting and passing the re-education camp, they can become a U.S. citizen again and get minimum wage. Yeah? Because freaking awful. Freaking awful. Just, you know how many, like I said earlier, when I said earlier about all the traitors, all the anti-American traitors I've ever met, they're all U.S. citizens. Most of them were U.S. citizens, and they're taking money from foreigners, foreign organizations. Naval Singham and his Code Pink, or Mark Bray and his Antifa, or George Soros, or the CCP. They're taking money from foreign organizations to spread anti-American propaganda in this country. Okay? It's no different than us going through the Twitter of people applying for visas and denying them. Okay, so we're going to go through our U.S. citizens. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, the guy who tried to blow up a synagogue in Michigan was naturalized, right? Obviously, him and all of his friends, everyone he was working with, need to be denaturalized and deported. Now we got to start doing that to U.S. citizens. Okay? So anyways, so that's some of the trouble he's in. Yeah. Next story. A TSA line at Austin Airport. This is at 4:30 in the morning today. Holy crap. It looks like they took my advice in overnight camping like it's Best Buy Black Friday, huh? Anywho. 4:30 a.m. Did you bring your sleeping bags? Did you enjoy camping? Wow, that's still going, huh? Wow. Anyways. Next story. Thank you, Democrats, and the Democrat shutdown. Here's Zoran Mom Epstein being challenged by a pro-Palestinian because apparently Zoran Mamdani, a son of Jeffrey, says that he at some point says Israel has a right to exist, and boy, they are mad at him. They are mad at him. They're just finding out, oh man, your mom was at the island with J.E. Is that when you were conceived? How come there are photos with you and Ghislaine with nobody else? You know, they're just hanging out. Holy crap. He's hanging out with Ghislaine without his mom around. Ooh.
Petitions that constantly reaffirm Israel's right to exist. Because people like me are constantly attacked by politicians for standing up for Palestine, and you are constantly defending the right for Israel to exist.
And to be fair, our places of worship are under attack by you guys, right? So, I guess it's fair game, you take over a church that doesn't belong to you, and you convert it into a mosque. We bomb the hell out of Iran. It's fair. It's fair game. Okay. Yeah.
My family is in Palestine right now, constantly under attack, and I'm hearing you say free Palestine, but also Israel has the right to exist. Don't be hypocritical. Don't be hypocritical and say free Palestine when you're also defending the right for Israel to exist. It does not have the right to exist. It does not have the right to exist. It's not your land to say it has the right to exist.
Woo! Any response, Mom Donnie? Oh. Boy, you guys got duped out in New York, huh? All you salami people voted this guy in like, oh, everything's gonna change. We're gonna have Sharia law, and we're gonna start being able to throw rocks on bitches who don't want to jack us off, right? No, not happening at all. Not happening at all. In fact, public transit fares went up. Yeah, nothing's free. Still, nothing's free. Daycare will be free, but again, that's just a vehicle for them to steal money, right? Next story. CNN's Jake Tapper actually calls out a Democrat to his face for being responsible for the DHS shutdown. This is Cory Booker. This is Jake Tapper. And yeah, these guys certainly, two things are going on right now. One, CNN's just been bought out by Paramount. Okay, and Paramount's Trump friendly. They're America first-ish, sort of. And CNN's, the other thing is the media licenses for a lot of these people are up for renewal. And the chairman of the FCC has already announced that, yeah, we're going to be reviewing them. Yeah, if they want to lie all day, we're just not going to renew it. And by the way, you probably want to change that policy to make it an annual renewal requirement. If you do it every 4 years, by the way, there's only like 5 networks. So how hard is it? How hard would it be? How hard would it be to make it a monthly renewal? Not hard. Not hard. Make it a monthly renewal, monthly membership, okay? And if they start lying, you don't renew them next month, and then they go dark for 1 month, okay? Until they apply again. You guys got to do that. There's only 5 networks to review. It's not hard, you know? It should not be all, we're going to, so right now they're going to be on their good behavior. You're going to renew it because you're a bunch of dopes. Oh, yeah, they tricked us. The media lied to us again, and we fell for it. They're going to renew it, and it'll be like a 20-year renewal, and then guess what? They're going to be lying for 19 years. Okay? Guys got to get a little bit better about that. I don't understand you. Anyways, here's the scene.
Isn't it time for Democrats to reopen and refund DHS?
So first of all, Democrats have tried multiple times
Oh, sure you have, yeah.
to try to get TSA, CISA, the Coast Guard funded.
Yeah, they're basically holding this hostage for funding for things like money for illegals, things like that.
Republicans have refused time and time again to fund.
Yeah, they want the whole agency
They
funded.
want the whole agency.
Yeah. Not just CNN, guys. MSNBC. Yeah. Kristen Welker calls Adam Schiff out to his face. Yeah. Their media license renewal is probably coming up as well, right? So they're like, oh, we got to be on good behavior. I'm telling you guys need to make these licenses 1 month long. They got to reapply every month. There's only 5 networks. Okay? Don't tell we don't have the staffing to review. No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, you don't even need staff. Just make a snitch line. And then we will tell you if they're lying. You know? We've got plenty of activists now, and we will let you know when they're lying. There we go.
I do have to ask you just finally about this partial government shutdown, DHS not being funded for a month now. Just this week, we saw terror attacks in West Bloomfield, Michigan, in Norfolk, Virginia. This morning, the CEOs of the nation's major airlines and cargo carriers have written a letter to Congress calling for them to end the shutdown, talking about the importance of American security in the airways. Is it responsible for Democrats to hold up DHS funding with the threat of terror attacks looming during this conflict?
Well, Kristen, as you know, we offered vote after vote, resolution after resolution, even as recently as this week, to reopen those agencies, to fund them, and the Republicans voted it down.
Yeah. That's because they want all that free money for the bean cakes. Yeah. CBS is apparently not allowing Jimmy Kimmel to. They had the Oscars yesterday. I didn't even know this happened. Who watches that anymore? Good Lord. Anyways, he says here, there are some countries whose leaders don't support free speech. I'm not at liberty to say which. Let's just leave it at North Korea and CBS. Yeah, and China and Iran and Russia. You're leaving a lot of your buddies, your PayPals, the people who give you money to spread anti-American propaganda and anti-white propaganda. Yeah, you're leaving all of them out. Why are you doing that? Huh? They don't have free speech either. Anyways.
As you know, there are some countries whose leaders don't support free speech. I'm not at liberty to say which. Let's just leave it at North Korea and CBS. Fortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, when we tried to have discourse with you and have very productive conversations about certain topics, you got us banned. You got us banned from social media, from YouTube, all that stuff, right? So you have then set a dangerous precedence. You have now said it is okay to remove people off the internet or media if they say things you disagree with. You created this precedence. I mean, I don't know what you're surprised. You're surprised. The difference between us and you is that we were actually just wanting to have a conversation, speak truth. You guys are blatantly lying. You guys are creating. You guys are committing defamation, which should be a crime. Unfortunately, people don't have the lawyers to sue you guys. Yeah, because lawyers aren't free. They're expensive, and they're all on your side, unfortunately. So, sucks to be you. You will no longer be able to say whatever you want. Okay? And this is your idea. Just remember that. It's your idea. This backfired on you like the Patriot Act backfired on Republicans. Next story. This is hilarious. Ben Stiller created a new beverage, okay? And he went to a supermarket to promote it. This is he at the market. This is the environment in which no one gives a shit about him. Yeah, that's hilarious. He doesn't look like himself, huh? Holy crap. But boy, without all that makeup and cameras. Is it called Stiller? Yeah. Yep, no one seems to care. Next story. Democrat Gettysburg mayor who ran local gay pride organization steps down after being arrested for banging kids. That is gross. His name is Chad Allen Carr. Good Lord. 41 years old, served as mayor until earlier this month when he left office citing a personal legal matter. He stepped down as president of the Gettysburg Pride, an LGBT advocacy group who helped promote in a historic Pennsylvania town known for its Civil War battlefield. Wow, that's gross. That's disgusting. Anyways, yeah, this is what that rainbow flag's all about, guys. Banging kids. It was all building up to that. Next story. ASU, Arizona State University, and I'm telling you, Arizona is not a red state anymore. It is a lost state. Their school, ASU, a very renowned college out there, this radical left school and their Palestinian groups led a pro-Iran, anti-U.S. airstrike protest. Yeah. This is a U.S. college, an American university. And they're like, oh yeah, we want to support that terrorist regime. We want the regime that killed 30 to 40,000 mostly peaceful protesters in the streets. Yeah, we want that regime in charge. Yeah. So this is the reality of it. I'm telling you guys, you need to first of all, maybe investigate them as aggressively as you're doing to Tucker, you know, and then this won't happen anymore. Maybe start denaturalizing people. Maybe start revoking their citizenships. All right. If we declare a terrorist regime and they support it, they're terrorists. They support terrorism. Okay. And at that point, you probably need to just revoke their citizenship. This is terrible. And by the way, same thing with Antifa. Okay. They support Antifa. They have Antifa attire. They're terrorists. They support terrorism. Bam. Revoke their student visa. Done. Next story. This is another protest over the weekend, although this was in support of our operations in Iran. That flag right there is the original Iranian flag, or should I say the Persian flag. So that's not a lot of people. From here to here. Look at that. So again, I was thinking when I saw all the flags, I'm like, I'm not sure if this is organic. Now that I'm seeing like it's not such a big crowd, it's probably organic. It's a very densely populated area, right? You can probably find, what is that, like 50, 60 pro free Iran people, right? A lot of Iranians living in New York. Anyways, next story. Republicans score another big redistricting win as midterm elections approach. Yes, this is out in the state of Missouri. Yeah, they redistricted. They turned it from 6-2, Republicans with 6, and then it's now going to be Republicans 7. So this basically is neutralizing the one seat that was stolen in Utah. A crooked Asian American judge in Utah basically required that Utah have at least one representative for both parties. So Utah went from 4-0 to 3-1. So again, this is a wash, and we need to do something about Virginia because she's about to redistrict it. She's going to turn it from 7-6 to like 12-1. Yeah, Spanberger is going to turn it into an entirely blue state. Next story. Kayleigh McEnany lays out the money trail that Obama and Biden when they showered Iran with billions of dollars while Tehran built their nuclear program. And now you know where they got their money from. Yeah? Where's that clip? Good Lord. Here we go.
Now let's look back at how we got here. And to figure it out, we follow the money, starting with President Obama back in 2015.
It is true that if Iran lives up to its commitments, it will gain access to roughly $56 billion of its own money, revenue frozen overseas by other countries. Our best analysts expect the bulk of this revenue to go into spending that improves the economy and benefits the lives of the Iranian people. There's no scenario where sanctions relief turns Iran into the region's dominant power.
1 year later, a $400 million cash transfer was flown out to Iran, and on the exact same day, Iran released 4 American hostages. CNN called it a possible quid pro quo.
Continued outrage and controversy over that $400 million cash transfer to Iran by the Obama administration. On the same day, 4 American prisoners were released by Iran. The White House denies that the money was a ransom payment. Footage aired on Iranian television, however, purports to show the money arriving in Tehran, and that is raising renewed questions.
Remember this? Remember this goodie, but a classic oldie? What is it called? Gold, an oldie, but a goldie?
About whether this was a quid pro quo.
$400 million was just the tip of the iceberg. 1 month later, the Wall Street Journal reported the Obama White House sent 3 different payments to Iran, totaling $1.3 billion with a B. A day later, Obama's Deputy Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, ran to CNN to defend his boss's nuclear deal and the cash transfer.
First, $1.3 billion. Can you verify that number? Is that how much has been transferred to date?
Well, I haven't seen the report, but here's what's going on. We achieved a nuclear deal with Iran to prevent it from getting a nuclear weapon. That's made us safer, made countries around the world safer.
Was any of the money that's been sent to Iran a quid pro quo to get those Americans freed?
No.
You're 100% sure?
Absolutely.
So all of these discussions about the planes and the money, that's just spin?
Absolutely.
Just spin, he says. Well, fast forward to 2023, the Biden White House cleared the way for the release of $6 billion in frozen Iranian funds, saying it was for humanitarian purposes.
Remember that? Remember that? Yeah.
Even as we allowed them to have access to this humanitarian funding, which was already their money and was already in an account to where they could spend it, but were just unable to do so for some kind of technical reasons, we have made clear that we will continue to hold them accountable.
Hey, Iran, any regrets stealing from us? You guys are going to end up like Somalia.
But Iran's president had a different take.
Of course he does.
Use that money in any way that you see fit.
This money belongs to the Islamic Republic of Iran, and naturally we will decide, the Islamic Republic of Iran will decide to spend it wherever we need it.
And in the years since, Iran continued to build up their nuclear program until President Trump called in the military to obliterate it. Today, where we are seeing absolute strength of the U.S. military on full display. You're looking at that.
Wow. Boy, I bet you regret so much stealing all that money from us. Holy crap. You could have just kept quiet, you know? No, you're like, oh, we're going to rob America. Oh, no, they blow up the money. Anywho, this is in northern Israel. It's an elementary schoolyard. It got boomed last night. Oof. That's a schoolyard. Hey, what happened, Iran? I thought you guys said only Israel is attacking civilians. What's happening? What about this house right here? A civilian home in Israel got hit by a rocket. Good Lord. Yeah. That's terrible. You figured you're in a war, you probably want to go after the machines that are destroying your missile systems. No, let's just go after the civilians. Let's leave Israel's planes entirely intact. By the way, this from this incident here, you know what Insider Paper had to say about it? Insider Paper says, Israeli police says shrapnel from missile interceptors fell in Jerusalem. Yeah. So it's Israel's fault for intercepting the missile. Is how they're framing this here. See that? Insider liars. You have been the most funny follow ever. Holy shit. Yeah. You see? So here's how we get them to agree with us that this was actually Iran's fault. Okay. Now that they have no more army or whatever in Iran, we send the Israelis, right, to gang rape all their wives and say that you resisted sex and that's why it's rape. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay. You make them regret, oh crap, we shouldn't have resisted, we should have just agreed to sex and it wouldn't be called rape, right? It's the victim's fault, according to Insider Paper. Yeah. Next story. Massive fires being reported near the Dubai International Airport. Dubai. It's not in Iran or Israel. This is another neutral country in which Iran, again, they'll claim that, oh, it's the U.S. They're firing drones at all the Middle Eastern countries and blaming us. Meanwhile, they already admitted that it was them. They already said, oh, we're trying to hit American assets in your country. But no, they're not our drones. Fucking idiots. You guys are so bad at this. You guys and all your Tucker Carlson's little actors in my chat here today. Holy crap. Next story. This is a facility that was bombed yesterday. It is reported to be a facility that Iran was using to jam the internet. Yeah. I thought they had like an on and off switch to like, turn off the connection between Iran and the outer world. Apparently it's like domestic DDoSing. Yeah. They basically DDoS every device they could find in the country except their own. Make an exemption list or whatever, right? Next story. Iran's new supreme leader is rumored to be gone or wounded in an airstrike. Apparently, rumor has it that he has been flown to Moscow for surgery. Yeah, the cardboard president. This guy, the cardboard supreme leader. This is AI generated here. We talked about that the other day. So, Trump says he's hearing that Iran's supreme leader, the new one, is dead, or he's actually he said he was alive in some way, perhaps maybe propped up as a potato, potato supreme leader. You realize that at this point that means that their war is being fought with like a committee, a team of commander-in-chiefs, which by the way never worked, and that's why it's always only one commander-in-chief. Yeah. Trump says, I'm hearing he's not alive. Now we see. Now we don't need to see that again. Anyways. They made a kite out of his cardboard.
Keep me steady. We need to get to Moscow.
Anyways, that's the AI generated, obviously. Next story. Oh, by the way, you remember this video we showed the other day of an Iranian water drone destroying a U.S. oil tanker? This is apparently AI generated. Yeah. So Iran is now making AI generated videos of the war and their accomplishments, their victories, their destruction of our equipment. And this is confirmed by Trump. He did a press gaggle on Air Force One yesterday. We're going to watch all of that, by the way, when we get over to Rumble. But this is a clip of him being asked about it and him confirming that it was an AI generated video, the kamikaze boats. Hold on.
I just put out a truth about their disinformation. I assume most of you saw it. And they use AI. They said they attacked the USS Abraham Lincoln, one of the largest ships in the world, an aircraft carrier. And they show pictures of it burning. It was never attacked. It was never Street Journal put out a false story that 5 of our big
Wall Street Journal, they've been lying a lot too. Yeah.
beautiful tankers that we feed the planes with, give the planes the gas, jet fuel, hundreds of thousands of gallons of gasoline, that they were all essentially destroyed. They weren't destroyed at all. In fact, 4 of them were not even, literally were not damaged. And one of them has slight damage. It'll be back in the air soon. But if you read the Wall Street Journal, it's like they were totally decimated and destroyed, like Iran has been. So they put out phony stories. The kamikaze boats. The kamikaze boats don't exist. They're fake. And you can almost see that when you look at them. It looks great, because if they did exist, we'd hit them just like we hit other boats all over the place. But they don't exist. In fact, some of the people say, where are the boats? Well, how come nobody's seen the boats? You know why? Because it's AI generated. It's fake. And I found, I didn't realize this before we started, but Iran...
Bye, Charlene. Have a good one.
Is known for a lot of fake news, and they deal with our fake news. And I actually think it's pretty criminal, because our media companies, who have no credibility whatsoever, are putting out information that they know is false, and it's a very dangerous thing for the country. I think they could be in serious jeopardy for it.
Yeah. Next story. Newt Gingrich calls for he's in quote saying dozen thermonuclear detonations to create a water wider than the Panama Canal, deeper than the Suez Canal, and safe from Iranian attacks. He's referring to this piece of land that I've been talking about. Looks like Newt Gingrich watches my show. But this is the Strait of Hormuz. This tip right here, for whatever reason, is Iranian property. And as a result, it makes this waterway theirs. Okay? And so what he's referring to is the same idea that I had, was to make a tunnel from here, a boat tunnel, which, by the way, absolutely possible. They got one in Norway. It only costs less than $1 billion to make. You just drill a hole from here all the way through here, big enough for the ships to pass through. I think the canal would. The problem about the canal is that then you got to build bridges, right, to go over these roads right here. That road there, this road there. Just plow right through it. You know, go under the roads. Wow. Great idea. Great minds. Next story. Carolyn Levitt went on Fox show this morning and says that the president is speaking with allies in Europe to go contribute to making sure that Strait of Hormuz is open. Unfortunately, it's not going well, by the way. Australia and Japan have already opted out. Yeah. They don't want no smoke.
I know the president has had these conversations with some of these countries that he wants to be a part of this coalition. What countries are those?
Well, the president has spoken with many countries throughout the last several days. We're on day 16 of Operation Epic Fury, and the United States military continues to totally decimate the rogue Iranian terrorist regime. We've now hit more than 7,000 targets. We've sunk more than 100 of their naval vessels. We are completely annihilating their navy, and their ballistic missile and drone strikes against the United States are down 95%. So President Trump is the first president in nearly 5 decades to finally have the courage to do what so many American presidents and leaders around this world have longed for, and that's to take out the threat of Iran. So yes, the president is speaking with our allies in Europe and also many of our partners in the Gulf and Arab world to encourage them to step up to do more to open the Strait of Hormuz, and our NATO allies especially need to step up. Look, President Trump has been very, very frank with our friends in NATO for a very long time. He got them to increase their defense spending up to 5%, and now he's calling on them to do the right thing, because again, the United States of America is leading the way, not just to support and protect our American assets and bases in the Middle East, but also to defend Europe and the Middle East and the rest of the world from the rogue Iranian regime from obtaining a nuclear bomb.
Well, Fetterman is agreeing with we need to call on the international community to secure the Strait of Hormuz. Here we go.
Yeah, it's entirely appropriate to ask. I mean, you know, if the world wants oil and they want that, then it's entirely appropriate for them to just help. I mean, it's unsurprising that the Iranians would turn to the Chinese, and it seems without a doubt that the Chinese and the Russians are helping and conspire Iran to kill Americans and Israelis as well too. So hold them accountable and make them,
and Saudis and UAE people and Bahrainians. Yeah, they made a lot of enemies this week, man.
part of the solution, because essentially Iran doesn't have any military capables left other than just a random kind of a drone here or there trying to produce chaos and have that get amplified and platformed in like the New York Times and whatever to make it seem that the world's on fire, and that's just not there. And now every single Democrat wanted this. We'd make sure that Iran could never acquire a nuclear bomb.
Next story. Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the UK, says he stood by his principles in the decision to not send UK troops to Iran, and says that it needs to be on a legal basis with proper thought through plan. Yeah, it's very well planned, guy. We just didn't tell you about it because we know you snitch on us. Okay? We literally got the Supreme Leader on day one, along with 40 of their top officers. How unplanned do you think this is? You think we just went in there and just started started firing like all the other presidents did? No. We knew exactly where it was. We went straight for the leaders. That's it. Okay? What a dumb prime minister. Holy crap. He also says that, we are working for a viable collective plan that can restore freedom of navigation in the region as quickly as possible. No, you're not working on anything, okay? You only pretended to send ships. Actually, the French and the Italians have sent ships to protect your military base on Cyprus. You have done nothing. Good Lord. You've done nothing but arrest people for refusing to sell halal meat at their restaurant. That's their priority. That's a British priority there. Story. Germany says to Trump, "This is not NATO's war." Yeah. You know what else? What wasn't NATO's war? Ukraine. But you keep telling us to send our children to die for you, aren't you? Country with no army. Country with 0 battle-ready battalions wants to tell us which wars to fight. Yeah. They're mad at us. Europe is mad at us because we're not sending our children to die for them in Ukraine. Stupid. What a dumb... I'm telling you, we need to get out of NATO. Leave them to their own devices. Maybe the Islamists will help fight for Europe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe the Libyans will fight for Europe. But we should not. We should have nothing to do with that continent. Besides, I believe if you missed yesterday's show, we talked about Zelensky now being buddies with all the Middle Eastern countries. You know, all the ones that Iran has recently attacked. He's now helping them. He's basically having his drone team over there dealing with combating Iranians' drones in exchange for money and technology. Yeah, they're going to have some very advanced stuff pretty soon out in Ukraine. They probably don't even need our Tomahawks anymore. Yeah. I bet you Saudi Arabia's got something better than we do. Actually, I believe the UK has missiles better than the Tomahawk. Yeah. The Tomahawk, basically, if you ever seen there's a missile, I don't know if it's the UK, somewhere in Europe. One of those European countries, they have a missile where the front is glass, and it actually uses optical navigation, not satellite guided, delayed latency navigation. I can actually see it itself and go after targets. It's crazy. And it's like I think it's like a generation ahead of ours. So, and we have none of them. We have none of them that we talk about, right? Next story. Carolyn Levitt says that there's a possibility that the meeting between Pooh Bear and Trump is going to be delayed. And it's not to spite them, but it's because we're busy. We got things to do. We probably could have taken out Iran by now, but Russia and China keep helping them. And so it's going to take a little bit longer now.
Meeting is in jeopardy, but it's quite possible the meeting could be delayed. These are leader-to-leader conversations that are currently taking place. And if the trip is delayed, then, of course, we will provide those dates very soon. I know President Xi was very excited to welcome President Trump to Beijing, and I know President Trump looks forward to this trip. It's really just a matter of the timing. Of course, the president's utmost responsibility right now as commander-in-chief is to ensure the continued success of Operation Epic Fury, as he's doing 24/7 24/7 here at the White House and here at home. So we'll look forward to announcing those dates very soon.
Good stuff. Next story. This is an avalanche in Turkey. Look at this. Holy crap. This is an avalanche in Turkey and they're just filming. Like, you didn't feel the need to run at all? Holy crap. That's a lot of snow. Ooh. I guess it's not that terrifying of an avalanche, right? Anywho, next story. Oh, look at this. Here's a cop. He's on the shoulder of a road, and then bam! Look at that. A distracted truck driver wrecks into the police vehicle, the little light that says, hey, go left. Don't drive in this right lane here. No, he's just like, no, I'm going to drive wherever I want. I'm a truck. I'm supposed to be on the right lane. Yeah. Next story. Ooh, spring break is in full effect, guys. Listen to this. Oh, they're all running, guys. There's pew-pews at the beach.
Come to Daytona and you see this boy like that, bro. What the f you running from, bro?
Is it Black Week already?
Like, oh my God.
I thought Black Week was in April, no? If you don't know what I'm talking about, spring break goes on for about 7 weeks. There's 3 in particular weeks that are very busy. There's 2 in particular weeks where all the black colleges do spring break. And in Miami becomes like this. There's gunshots, there's chaos. Yeah. Anyways. Becky says, look at the color. Oh, that's great. This guy here, God, I forgot his name already. What's his name? Crown Star. This guy here's name is Crown Star. He's at a Walmart buying lots of clothing to donate. Or is he? This is an employee at that Walmart who says that guy sent someone to return all that after he was done filming.
So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Some of these videos and some of these influencers that you're following, seriously? I guess you had to make rent.
The last thing she said, really.
Yeah. So, again, real charity is not people filming themselves doing charity, okay? If it was real charity, he wouldn't be filming it or even talking about it. In fact, there's a lot of people who have donated money and choose to be anonymous, okay? But again, first of all, when you see charity being done by anybody darker than me, it's probably not real. Okay, in my lifetime, people who are doing charity are generally always white Christian conservatives. Anyways, there's he buying stuff to pretend to donate
things for everybody, and that's not.
Yeah. What a fake. Yeah, where's his account? His account is there. Crown Star Official. He's set his account to private and blocked people from posting comments because he got caught. Yeah. Anyways, awful people. Next story. Here's a situation out in Michigan Lake. There's a snow sledder who was stuck on an iceberg. Look at that. He's on an iceberg right there, and they got to save him. That ice little platform thing. First of all, why don't you snow sled on land? Is it because it's flatter? The lake is flatter. Is that what it is? Yeah, they had to save him from that piece of ice that was dwindling, by the way, was melting. It was breaking apart. Look at that. This is a video of them actually saving him. Thank you, Twitter, for failing me again. And if he's right there, they save him. Whatever, it's Twitter. What an awful. Anyways, next story. Okay, so this is captioned as a large meteor seen over the sky of Turkey. Okay, we're talking about that thing right there. Okay, from what I know about meteors, they don't just float in the sky. Meteors just zip on by and that's it. Whatever that is either a comet or a space alien or Project Bluebeam. Okay? It's not a meteorite or a meteor. Meteors just go zoop and that's it. They're gone. That's something else. Or this could be just CGI. I don't know, guys. Oh, it's posted by Insider Paper originally. That's, yeah, they probably just made it up then. Anyways, guys, let's head on over to Rumble, guys. Remember, I got 2 other channels, Frank's Show Clips as well as Frank's Funny Shorts. Please give those both a follow. Link to both of those are in the description. Hit the like button, share this out, please. Thank you very much. Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe to our Patreon. Always you can support the channel, or you can become a member like Diane right there, or you can do it on Rumble. Like Campbell, Jillian, and Daisy there. We'll see you guys over on Rumble. We've got a press gaggle from the Air Force One, Trump. We got another press gaggle with Carolyn Levitt. And then we've got Trump's doing a luncheon with members of the Trump Kennedy Center. He also announcing things related to the war, I believe. So I'll see you guys over on Rumble. Gotta shut off YouTube now. They don't like me when I do these watch parties because it's copyright violations. So we'll see you guys over there. Goodbye, YouTube. Have a great day. See ya.